Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 7, 2023. A joint select committee of Parliament is to be established to review the job descriptions and code of conduct for ministers and members of Parliament. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure during a statement to the House of Representatives on June 6.
The process is well advanced. We have consulted with the opposition. We have so far shared one document with them, and others will follow shortly. So I'm giving notice to the House that next week we will name the committee and begin the full review of both the job descriptions and the code of conduct.
The Prime Minister says it is hoped that these job descriptions can become the framework against which the execution of MPs' duties can be judged by the public. He says the Parliamentary Joint Select Committee will also be tasked with articulating an accountability framework. Leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, says the opposition intends to engage constructively in this process.
We are in favor of anything that would entrench integrity in the life of parliamentarians, clarity around what our roles are so the wider society understands and can hold us accountable for what we do or don't do.
Meanwhile, the ministers with responsibility for information and justice are asserting that they have not been presented with a leadership code of conduct from the Integrity Commission and reject claims they have refused to sign such a document. The ministers addressed the matter during this morning's post-cabinet media briefing at Jamaica House. For his part, Minister Robert Morgan challenged claims that he was confusing the public during a previous response to a question from the media as to whether the Prime Minister or any of his cabinet ministers had signed the Commission's Leadership Code of Conduct.
I assert that nothing I said is erroneous. As up to this moment at 8:15 on Wednesday, June 7, no code of conduct has been presented to me, nor have I been consulted on a code of conduct.
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck similarly insists that he has not seen the Integrity Commission's Leadership Code of Conduct, even as he questions if such a document should rightly be coming from that body.
I think the Integrity Commission is going beyond what its jurisdiction is. It is an anti-corruption agency. But it is now making itself to be an oversight body for good governance, for accountability. That's the Auditor General's jurisdiction. What it amounts to leadership, good leadership, that's not the work, with due respect, of the Integrity Commission. We want the Integrity Commission to expose corruption in this country.
Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs Marlene Malahoo Fort says Jamaica's push to become a republic is an internal country matter that should not be impacted by external factors. The minister made that assertion on Wednesday as she delivered her sectoral debate presentation in the House of Representatives. Mrs. Malahoo Fort urged stakeholders to keep sharp focus on the work to be done, despite the need for greater accountability from all parts of government.
I do not want us to get rid of the issue of reforming our constitution. An important function of a constitution is to give protection against governmental misbehavior. Reforming the Constitution of Jamaica is much bigger than me or the Constitutional Reform Committee.
And finally, Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. has ordered that a series of actions be taken to address ongoing concerns raised by farm workers in Ontario, Canada. Among other things, the minister has requested a comprehensive report from the Chief Liaison Officer regarding existing concerns and an update of general activities of the Jamaica Central Labour Organization, JCLO.
The Management Committee, chaired by Permanent Secretary Robert Risden, will review the protocols, guidelines, and activities relating to the delivery of service to our farm workers and provide recommendations for improvement where necessary.
The minister says meetings will be held with the employers, liaison officers, and farm workers, starting with the Canadian liaison officers tomorrow morning. A meeting and review session will also be held with the fact-finding team. In addition, the ministry is to highlight previously established communication channels for farm workers and identify additional platforms for them to freely communicate issues and complaints without fear of victimization. Farm workers are being encouraged to utilize the established toll-free lines to contact the ministry directly, as well as to report breaches of employment to Service Canada, Jamaica's partner in the program.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security is reaffirming its commitment to ensuring that the rights of our farm workers are not infringed and that they are provided with the living environments and the working conditions that meet the best standards as established by our partners, the Canadian authorities. Following all of these meetings with stakeholders and based on the input that I receive, we will be making further determinations to implement additional protocols and guidelines to protect the integrity of our farm work program.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.